What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I didn't think I'd be doing this 2 days in a row, but I caught wind of all this stuff happening the last few days, and I said, oh my god, I can't just ignore that, right? We gotta do back-to-back Scream videos, which hopefully you guys like. So, look, gonna talk about two different things, one of which is more of a warning, I guess, to you as well as even to myself, kind of a public service announcement. Let's start there. Spoilers, okay? This is starting. I have not seen it, and I feel very good about that, and I swear to God, if anybody ruins that for me. Look, it seems like that opening scene specifically, whether it's a death, I'm pretty sure it's at least a death, has been spoiled online. I have not seen a single thing, which is a miracle because I follow Scream creators. So, I mean, look, everybody's got to do what they got to do. I know, like, hey, I'm on YouTube, I'm on social media. Like, that's a risk, I guess, I put myself in knowingly every single day. I still think, spoiling something 6 months before is outrageous. And by spoiling, I don't mean, like, there's people that'll cover it, in a video. I don't really mind that so long as title, thumbnail, things like that. And then even on, like, Twitter and stuff, there should be absolutely no reason why people are dropping people's names or locations or nothing. I'm disappointed. Disappointed, but also, it's going to happen with Scream. I mean, Scream 6, all the killers were revealed, like a month or a couple of weeks before. I stayed away from that as well. I somehow managed to dodge that one, so I do feel good, but that is just something, and I guess I do say it as a warning. Maybe some people only watch me, and I do appreciate that very much. Thank you. But, you can watch anybody you want. Look, if you didn't know, there is spoilers. People are starting to say stuff. Seems like it's some people that have some certain agendas, let's say, on social media. That is to be expected. I mean, that's something that you could say any word. You could say it's disappointing, it's dumb, it's whatever. As we get closer, I do think it's going to be quite dangerous and more dangerous than a normal Scream movie. Scream, the whodunit aspect of these are generally like tricky. You have to be very careful because it can be spoiled for you in a split second. Now you got a lot of different, kind of things going on, let's say, on social media. Some different fandoms, some different wars that are being played. So, like, that's going to make it, I think people are going to be more aggressive and people are going to be more willing to spoil stuff, specifically with 7, which I'm not pleased with, and I'm going to have to just take precaution, I guess, on that one. So that's number one. But number 2 is that, oh my dear God, we're going to get a trailer all of a sudden. So look, I don't know what's been going on. There's some people on social media that are very confident in their scoops. And everybody was saying, or at least mostly everybody, was talking about November, right? We're not getting a single freaking thing until November. And I had no problem with it. I'm not saying like, oh, that was a bad prediction. I'm just saying like everybody was very certain about November. And that's cool. I mean, I think 3 months before, I guess depending on when in November, 3 to 4 months, right? October, I think, would probably be that prime spot because of Halloween and just, being able to do that. They were able to do that with at least Scream 5, right? I forget when Scream 6's trailer, but Scream 5, I remember early October is when we started to do those breakdowns and stuff. So I think that's a good time, but I did not expect like next week or 2 weeks. And so, everybody was saying November, cool. I like the short window. I've said before with a movie like this, I do want a social media presence, but I also understand that you can't promote a film daily or weekly on social media when you start 6 months before, especially a movie like this, like maybe, I don't know, like an Avengers type movie. I think there'd be plenty. You could show a picture of somebody's underwear. You could show a picture of, whatever, a trailer, a person's name on a trailer. You could do that once a day or once every other day, and people would go nuts, and you could easily pad out the length of time. For Scream, you can do stuff, and they did an excellent job, I think, with specifically Scream 6. But I don't think you can do that for 6-7 months, okay? So that was just, the thoughts going into November. Well, now, reported on by, I believe, many different people. I think Critical Overlord may have been the first one to actually do it, but like Daniel RPK has said it, Beyond the Mask has said it, and all like, making each other's statements be true, I guess, in the process. This trailer is like locked and ready to go. It might be like a teaser. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And honestly, that's kind of what I'm expecting. I don't actually think, and I don't even know if I actually want it to be like a 1.5, 2 minute, like full length trailer this early. From the description, I saw like one line of a description. It would be the opening, and it would be like whoever's gonna be in it that are terrorized by, I believe, like an animatronic ghost face or something like that was something that I saw. The way that was worded makes me think, again, like just a teaser. Like you see a house, you have like the music, maybe you hear a phone ring, maybe you hear Roger's voice, toy, like something, right? But maybe like a 20, 30 second. I don't, and that's just my interpretation of it. I could be totally wrong. It could be a full-length trailer. I mean, I guess people are kind of saying like a trailer is locked and loaded. The rumor is it might be showing before the Conjuring movie, which I believe would be shown Thursday night going into Friday, or Friday's like opening day. I mean, the rumor seems to be like it'll play for that movie and then it'll be online maybe at a later date. I get that. Okay, I actually do get that. I understand it. I'm not a huge fan because I don't go out to see movies that often. I'm not going to see The Conjuring. So, like, it would be hilarious, and not really all that hilarious, if I got a movie ticket simply to see that trailer and I left because I just don't care enough to see the movie. So, I don't know. I would prefer the release at the exact same time. If not, I guess no biggie. But it just, by the way, something like that also feels like a teaser. Doesn't, I mean, you can let me know in the comments, but I feel like when things like that have happened before, like if you post this small little thing, or I'm assuming it's a smaller thing, you do that before a movie, you're doing it this early, and then it'll come out later to like social media and YouTube and stuff. To me, that rings teaser, not like a full length. Because, I mean, you think about how they've done the actual trailers of the last two. It was just dropped. It was dropped at like, 6, 7 a.m., at least my time, 6, 7 a.m., very early in the morning. But you knew going in, okay, it's going to drop that day, and we were all freaking ready, to rock and roll. This one, doing it this way, I like it. I like how quick it is. I mean, there is that sign of things. I really have only been talking about why I'm okay with November. I mean, why would I be okay with September? Well, we get to freaking see it. That is definitely exciting, and I definitely I get hyped about that. But, I try to think in my head, all right, well, because we're going to see it so early, maybe it's not going to be like a full-length, like 2-minute trailer. I don't know. I try to stay away from leaks, as I keep telling people, but things like that are cool, and I'll watch the trailer and whatnot. But, stay safe out there if you want to stay safe, and then we might have a freaking Scream 7 trailer to talk about within the next week or two. So I'll be there. We'll cover it. We'll see whatever we can do with the info that we've received, and we'll go from there, okay? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.